2022 NFL Week 10 picks and 2022 NFL Week 9 pick results. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Callous Mind Talking Head Sportscast. I want to start this week's episode by wishing everyone out there a happy Veterans Day. Who's this young, strapping lad here? Look at that, man. Wow. The picture was taken forever ago. But anyway, in all seriousness, I want to wish all active duty military, all reserve personnel, and all veterans out there a very blessed and safe, happy Veterans Day. 2022 NFL Week 9 pick results are as follows: 7 wins, 6 losses. Philly keeps flying on Thursday night. The Falcons and Chargers play a hell of a game, but I lost that game as I picked the Chargers. Miami and the Bears, man, that was a hell of a game as well. There's a couple of candidates for game of the week there. Panthers lose to Cincinnati as Cincinnati just looked out of this world. Green Bay loses again, but they lose to the Detroit Lions, man. My God, what has happened to the Green Bay Packers? Patriots win, and Buffalo goes and loses to the New York Jets. Are you serious? There's actually a more pressing matter as a result of that game, which we will get into later. Minnesota at Washington, they squeaked one out, and Kirk Cousins, you like that. The Raiders lose. All hope is lost for the Raiders this season. They lose to Jacksonville. The Cardinals lose at home to the Seattle Seahawks. Another team all hope is lost for as far as I'm concerned. Tampa ekes out a win against the Los Angeles Rams, and the Chiefs eke out one against the Tennessee Titans, and the Ravens win relatively handily on Monday Night Football. This video is sponsored by SpartanCoins.com. If you're in the market to make your own custom challenge coins, custom lapel pins, or custom patches, be sure to check out SpartanCoins.com. They also have a coin mold special. When you order 150 pieces or more, you can save up to 50% of your coin mold. That's for coins sized 2.25 inches or smaller. So if you're in the market to create your own custom coins, custom lapel pins, or custom patches, be sure to check out Spartan Coins by following the link in the description box below this video. 2022 NFL Week 10 schedule is as follows. On Thursday, November 10th, Atlanta heads to Carolina in a battle of the NFC South. And I'm going to take the Falcons on the road to defeat the Carolina Panthers. Next game, Seattle at Tampa Bay. This game is actually being played in Germany, I believe. I'm going to take the Seahawks in this game on the road to defeat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And then this game, Minnesota at Buffalo. At first, I had picked Buffalo, but due to the potential Josh Allen injury, I changed my pick. So I'm going to take Minnesota on the road to defeat the Buffalo Bills. Next game, Detroit at Chicago, NFC North matchup. This game will probably be pretty competitive if it's anything like the Miami-Chicago game was this past weekend in Week 9. But I'm going to give Chicago the nod at home, so I'll take the Bears at home against the Detroit Lions. Next game, Denver at Tennessee. I think Tennessee wins this game. I don't think that requires much explanation. Tennessee at home against the Denver Broncos. Next game, Jacksonville at Kansas City. I will take the Kansas City Chiefs at home to defeat the Jacksonville Jaguars. Next game, Cleveland at Miami. I just heard from Jason the other day. He was saying that he had won some money this past weekend on some wagering, so good for him. But I don't trust the Browns, even though they're coming off of a bye. Miami seems like they can score points with just about anybody, but can they hold them down is the question. But I believe in the Dolphins. I believe in Tua, so I'm going to take the Miami Dolphins at home to defeat the Cleveland Browns. Next game, Houston Texans head east to take on the New York They Might Be Giants. and I will take the Giants at home to defeat those Houston Texans. Next game, New Orleans at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh still starting a rookie quarterback. I think Kenny Pickett will be starting this game. I'm not sure. Maybe he got hurt and Mitch Trubisky came in and made it competitive. Either way, I'm going to take the Saints on the road to defeat the Pittsburgh Steelers. Next game, Indianapolis at Las Vegas Raiders. I'd said all hope is lost, and it pretty much is for me for the Raiders as far as making the playoffs goes. But I've been riding or dying with the silver and black for too long, and I'll never stop. So I will take the Raiders at home to defeat the Jeff Saturday coached Indianapolis Colts. Next game, Dallas at Green Bay. Normally, in any other year, this probably would have been a much more competitive game. I don't see that so much this year as the Packers really seem to be faltering. So I'm going to take the Dallas Cowboys on the road to defeat the Green Bay Packers. Next game, Arizona at Los Angeles Rams. And the Cardinals' woes have continued with the Rams for a long time, and I think they continue in this game. I'm going to take the Los Angeles Rams at home to defeat the Arizona Cardinals. Next game, Los Angeles Chargers at San Francisco 49ers. I will take the 49ers at home to defeat the Los Angeles Chargers. And then on Monday Night Football, a classic NFC East matchup, Washington heads to Philadelphia. And I don't think Washington's got enough to beat the Eagles. So I say the Eagles will continue to fly and get a big win at home against a division rival. And the buys for this week are Cincinnati, New England, New York Jets, and Baltimore Ravens. All right, before I close this video, I want to go over a couple of stories. This from November 6th. Davante Adams airs frustrations after Raiders again blow 17-point lead. The shock in the Las Vegas Raiders locker room was palpable after their latest record-setting come-from-ahead loss, 27-20, at the Jacksonville Jaguars on Sunday of Week 9. And while defensive end Max Crosby had no idea if there was a silver lining in the defeat, slot receiver Hunter Renfrow said the goal was to not walk around like it's a funeral and stay positive. Quarterback Derek Carr preferred to keep his most private thoughts to himself, while receiver Davante Adams spoke freely. There's no reason why we should be losing games like this, and it's frustrating, Adams said at his locker after a lengthy talk with Carr. If we played for a shitty team, then it's one thing, but that's not what it is. What it was, though, was Las Vegas losing its third game of the season after holding at least a 17-point lead. 20-0 against Arizona, 17-0 at Kansas City, and 17-0 in Jacksonville to fall to 2-6 under new coach Josh McDaniels. This after being 10-7 and a playoff team last season under interim coach Rich Bisaccia. The Raiders' 3 losses after leading by at least 17 points this season ties the mark for most such losses by any team in NFL history, and it's been done only 2 other times, by the 2020 Los Angeles Chargers and the 2003 Atlanta Falcons, according to ESPN Stats and Information Research. The Raiders had never had 2 such losses before this season. So as I do with all these stories, I will link to it in the description box below in case anyone wants to read it. So this story is why I didn't pick the Bills for Week 10. It says Bills quarterback Josh Allen elbow day-to-day. We'll see if he plays. This was from 10:24 a.m. Mountain Time today. Orchard Park, New York. Buffalo Bills quarterback Josh Allen is day-to-day with a right elbow injury to the ulnar collateral ligament and related nerves, according to coach Sean McDermott, and will not practice Wednesday. His status remains uncertain for Sunday's game against the Minnesota Vikings. We'll see, McDermott said when asked if Allen would play in the game. We'll see how he does, McDermott said. We use common sense, and obviously we factor a lot of things in, a medical report being one of them, and our doctor's wisdom and knowledge. McDermott declined to say if Allen had thrown since Sunday and if he has sought a second medical opinion. Allen was not present Wednesday during the portion of practice open to the media. Allen was injured during the last drive of the 20-17 loss to the New York Jets. Jets defensive lineman Bryce Huff got past backup right tackle David Quessenberry in for injured tackle Spencer Brown and hit Allen's throwing arm, which resulted in a strip sack recovered by Buffalo. After the hit, Allen was seen holding his right elbow and trying to shake out his arm. 2 plays after the hit, Allen threw a pass intended for wide receiver Gabe Davis, 69.3 yards in the air, the longest pass attempt over the past 6 seasons per NFL Next Gen Stats. It fell incomplete and ended the game. Allen dealt with an injury in the UCL in his right elbow during his rookie season and missed 4 games. He has not missed a game since. There's some slight pain, Allen said after the game, but we'll get through it. Before the injury, Allen was going through a rough stretch in his past 6 quarters, stretching to halftime of the win over the Green Bay Packers in Week 8. He has 0 touchdown passes, 4 interceptions, and has completed 47.9% of his passes. It's difficult to overstate the role that Allen plays on the offense. He has accounted for 23 of Buffalo's 25 offensive touchdowns, either with his legs or his arm. If Allen is unable to play, backup Case Keenum, who the Bills acquired in a trade with the Cleveland Browns in the offseason, would step in and face his former team. Keenum has played in 2 games this season when both were well out of reach. He would face his former team alongside wide receiver Stephon Diggs, whom he connected with on the Minneapolis Miracle play in the 2017 divisional round of the playoffs. We believe in Case Keenum, McDermott said. He's here for a reason. So, all right, well, before I go, I want to thank everybody for taking the time and spending some time with me this week. Hope you all are having a great week and have a great weekend. Please, please, please be good to yourselves and each other. And until next week, I'll talk to you later. God bless.